now suddenly, and this is the market that we are in. LPs, very good founders. Everybody's looking towards vintage, right? But there's another school of thought and another side of entrepreneurs who are looking at entrepreneur-led VCs, right? Back then, you wouldn't have had this option, right? That, oh, is he good? Is he bad? So what was the beginning of that relationship like? Because I think Matrix as a firm is also evolved, right?
They definitely have, yeah.
So what were those early days of you know, this is a time where the VCs themselves were figuring out what is VC, what is like VC in India.
No, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
What was that experience like as a founder?
So look, it was really hard. I remember 2010 sitting in the corridors of IIM Bangalore, setting up my LinkedIn profile because a few of my classmates told me about it, not knowing what it was. So I am vintage that way. And you know, I keep telling everyone, forget capital as an outcome. To have a meaningful discussion itself was a big ordeal. How do you even meet someone, right? Today, you know, we can reach out, we can talk to each other. We will know somebody, you know, thanks to the power of LinkedIn or whatever else, right? Various other informal, formal networks that exist. Back then there was nothing, right?
What degrees of separation, right?
Absolutely. There was, how do you even go and say hi to a Sequoia or a Matrix or anyone else, right? Or Peak 15. How do you kind of go and, you know, how do you even go and say hello? There was no avenue, right? I found it exceptionally hard to even understand how do you go and have this initial discussion. And you're right, 2010 was basically a time, if I get it right, is when Flipkart had just announced its first institutional round. There was no sector specificity with what VCs would operate. There was no state specificity. There were large PE deals which continued to happen in infra and a lot of those other big things which, you know, we probably can't relate to. So there was no real avenue to say that, hey, here's what I'm building, right? So it took a lot of time. It took me about a year and a half to even understand the art and science of how do you have some of these discussions,
right?
Continuously go back and keep building on the model and show a scalability prospect. What are markets today? And again, information was hard to come by. There was no traction. So you had to go and figure out information on your own on what is public market telling you in terms of what's, let's say, the bellwethers of Apollo and others, on what are the metrics that they are looking at. Because whether you like it or not, you are actually going to get compared to them, even if you're different, right? Because there were only so many comparables on a grander scale. So it was difficult. I honestly feel it required some of these guys to, and which is why I hold Matrix in the highest regard, because it required a leap of faith. Not everything was crystal clear, not in my mind, not on paper. It was just to say, can I do something out of it, right? And Avnish, yes, had a critical role in why I said yes to Matrix. But it was actually Ashish of business, who was the Chamatkari. He's just, I don't mind calling it out in public, he's mad. He's mad in a good way, man. So it was Ashish who, you know, built that relatable equation. I had the opportunity of about 4 term sheets then. Chose Matrix over everybody else because Ashish was that guy who was a complete enabler. You know,
Is the same age?
Yes, we are. It's probably about 6 months older to me. But yeah, we're pretty much the same. And you know, so we could.
The average age of the Indian entrepreneurs today?
30.
Yeah, 31.
Yeah, I read it somewhere. Median age was actually 31. I thought it was less than 30.
I think it's 30. Yeah, I think if you count people who are funded, I think comes to 30.
Oh, like that. Okay. I thought entrepreneurs is across. Awesome. Yeah. So it was actually them, and I think it was really a leap of faith. And this was fun times growing up with some of these things as the ecosystem evolved.